Whatever happened to rainforest cafes? They say climate change isn't real, but where are all the rainforest cafes? I saw that on a TikTok last night. I didn't make that up.
Where is Rainforest Cafe?
I guess it's still where it was. Overpriced and at Disney World.
Man, we're not going to explain that, though.
No, what are we going to explain today?
None of their business.
None of the beeswax.
None yet.
What if we didn't tell them? We explained something, but it's like Jeopardy at the end.
How long before they could figure out what we're actually explaining?
They're like, what is the influence of the normativation on the English language?
No, that's not it.
That's not
That's
it.
not our. That's not. No, we are going to explain Emma Chamberlain.
Emma Chamberlain. What is an Emma?
What
Chamberlain? What is Gomorrah?
No, better yet. Yes. When is Emma Chamberlain? Emma Chamberlain, ladies and gentlemen, YouTuber, TikTok star, fashionista, vegan.
She's vegan?
She's vegetarian.
Oh. Entrepreneur?
Apparently, there's a difference.
Vegan and vegetarian?
Mm-hmm.
Vegan's a lifestyle. Vegetarian's CrossFit. I don't know. I always think of like
Vegetarian is
CrossFit.
a spice from Trader Joe's. I don't know. Sprinkle a little vegan on it.
Welcome to Trader Joe's!
I went in. Okay, we shouldn't talk about that yet.
Why?
Have you been into a Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
I went into one in Columbus, and it was. I was expecting Whole Foods. Oh, it's not.
It's not Whole Foods.
No, it was. I felt like it was like Mad Max Fury Road between me and any of the vegetables. I didn't know where things were. People were yelling at each other. The aisles were chaotic.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, Charlie's there, shaving her head back there.
She was there. She was there. You know what I love is that whenever I'm editing it, I put it to where there's like a ramp of the music. And so it's like, we're not talking anything about Joseph Tilley. They hear the music. Okay, how are they going to get into this?
Doesn't make any sense.
Boom, they click them.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast. Now officially your fourth favorite podcast. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you go to patreon.com/explain everything to get exclusive episodes. Looks like we made it.
Yeah.
That's not a phrase. They click them. What are you? A Wikipedia?
Clicking in their brain.
Clicking in your brain.
Insane in the membrane.
Insane. That's from Bulworth movie.
Okay.
Remember that? Insane in the brain.
No, I don't remember that.
It's a song on their soundtrack. No big deal. So
It's very humid in this room.
Yeah.
Our multi-billion-dollar studio.
Well, maybe we should have put it on the top of Mount Everest.
Which is where humidity comes from.
Yeah, it starts there.
And that's
leaks.
why the Rainforest Cafe isn't here anymore.
There you go, explaining climate change.
Golly.
Hey, when we do explain climate change, one of my best friends from high school, she is like, her major, like she's one of the smartest people in the world about it.
Really?
Yeah, we'll hit her up and I don't know if she'll respond. But if we did,
She may not.
She'd be great.
We when it comes to climate change, we did that one on TikTok the other day about global warming, and boy, the comments lit up.
Yeah. Apparently, if you talk about stuff that some people find controversial,
Our call lines are lighting up. Listeners are calling in.
we're bringing in long-time listener, first-time caller. Yeah, here's the deal, guys. What's the thing with the sun? I'm sorry.
Emma Chamberlain does not want to be called an influencer. She hates the terminology.
What?
She said the word is kind of disgusting.
What does she want to be called?
She said her job isn't to influence. She just wants to be your friend and entertain along the way.
And sell you stuff, which is what it influence you to buy her coffee.
Man, you can say I don't want you to buy I don't want to be an influencer, but man, she sells a lot of coffee.
Exactly.
She really does. Okay, so we're gonna explain. We're gonna start this segment off with everything we know.
This is everything you need to know.
I'll start because I probably know the least. Here's what I know about Emma Chamberlain.
Okay.
I know that she is a popular YouTuber, younger girl. Like she's not like 4 years old. I was like, I'm a YouTuber. Yeah. This is my daycare. Wow. But she's like, I like 20, low 20s, I would say.
20.
And she's funny because I follow her on TikTok, so I see her TikToks occasionally. She doesn't post a bunch, but when she does, it's almost like she mocks what she's supposed to be.
Right.
And I think that's funny. It's like, if you're a 20-year-old girl and you're popular on TikTok, you think, oh, she does dances and all this stuff. Emma will she'll post it up and it'll be a popular dance. And she'll give you like 10%. Like she looks like she's almost like somebody's behind the camera going, dance for us, dance.
She's mad.
She's ticked off for doing it. And she's made a couple other TikToks that I've seen that I'm like, oh my goodness. And it was really funny. It's like she doesn't care. And I actually, I know she has a coffee company as well, Chamberlain Coffee.
Yep.
And I signed up for the text, so I've never bought it, but I get the text promos. And it's like on the promos, she looks like very dolled up, very like, she looks very, like photo shoot.
Yeah.
But then all of her videos and TikToks, it looks like she rolled out of bed. It's like, what's up, guys? How's it going? So that's all I know about Emma.
Well,
And we're on a first name basis.
hey, guys, thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
You are now informed. They know everything.
So I feel like when you watch her videos or TikTok or whatever, that she is very self-aware. Yep. A lot of people, we just watched some videos yesterday, a lot of people have no self-awareness whatsoever.
No.
Influencers in the wild, but they genuinely don't understand. And she is not only, she understands a platform, who her audience is, but then she's willing to make fun of herself in the process, which is, as far as when comedy or acting or whatever comes into play, your ability to do that and not take yourself so seriously is huge. Kristen Wiig, thank you.
And also, I think that gives you a level of like you have more margin of error. Like because she's so real, say she posts something and it looks ridiculous or it's bad or like she comes across a certain way, she can be like, oh yeah, sorry about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like people that fake something online, they always get exposed for like, that's not who they really are. Like Emma's like, this is who I am. I'm like, I'm not perfect. I got all this stuff. You know what I mean? She's not trying to project that she's better than anybody. She projects that she's like your funny friend that you enjoy being around. That's kind of silly sometimes.
Well, so we watched a Colin and Samir video a while back, and we were talking about the difference between, say, like a Mr. Beast and Emma Chamberlain.
Yep.
And the difference is Emma Chamberlain is she's not pulling a stunt to try and reel you in. It's not clickbaity or what was the terminology? It was like...
it's not a high production.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Mr. Beast is tossing millions of dollars per YouTube video.
Right. But it's a one-off.
She spent $12 on her YouTube
Oh,
videos.
yeah, maybe not even that.
Yeah.
So she is just, hey, come along with me today. I'm probably just going to lay in bed and not even brush my hair, and let's just talk. And for some reason... that is extremely relatable to 2021. People, they're like, yeah, I'll watch that.
Here's the deal. Think of like, I'm not your friend because you spend millions of dollars to put on a show for me for 15 minutes every day. Like, you don't walk up and be like,
I don't even like this podcast.
8 tarantulas. What'd you say?
I don't even like this podcast, but I put millions of dollars into it just so I can hang out with you.
That's right.
I'm going to eat 18 tarantulas.
Neil, we all know who is lowering their standards to hang out the other one here, okay? So
Negative
thank
Ghost
you
Rider.
for that, by the way. But yeah, it's like it's like she's your friend you wish you had in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you talk about like people on, what do they say about Facebook? Facebook's for your friends you had in high school and TikTok's for the friends you wish you had in high school. And so that's who she is. She's like, oh, I wish we had a chick like that who was like funny and real.
So she lives in San Francisco. She is a San Fran native.
So she's from there. She didn't move there.
Nope, she's from there.
Okay.
She got her start, like she was a cheerleader in school. She was like all those other things, and then eventually, it's like you don't turn that corner very easily.
Yeah.
You're not like pep rally, whatever, and then all of a sudden I like take a hard turn and then do whatever. So I think she's always had that sense of humor.
Yep.
Her parents split up when she was younger. She didn't grow up wealthy. I would say that she's about as normal as an American Western cultured mindset living in San Fran person could be. But she's not no silver spoon, none of that kind of stuff. Not even like in an elite status, just a regular person. Started on YouTube and was posting videos and just doing what she saw other people doing and hated it. So she got her start in 2016. For the first year, very low views, medium amounts of followers. Nobody's really doing anything. And you know what a haul video is?
Yeah, like I go buy a bunch of stuff and then I show you what I bought.
Right, which is as narcissistic as you could possibly get.
Like, look what I spent money on.
Look what I did. Look what I can do.
Look what I can do.
And so she did one of those, but she didn't go to a high-end store like she sees a lot of people do. She went to Dollar Tree.
That's awesome.
That was her first hit video, and it blew up.
What year was that?
2016.
So
it was 2017.
So she was what, 16 years old? Because she said she's 20 now.
Yeah, she's really young.
She was like 16 or 17 years old, and that's when it popped off. So she
Yeah.
did it from like age 15 to 16 or
She
16.
started
17.
really, really young.
Okay.
Yes. So that first viral video is actually called "We All Owe the Dollar Store an Apology." It's like
It's a great title.
She was so happy, like she was legitimately showing off her stuff. But that's when she decided, I would rather do what I think is interesting and is probably more real life, because I can't afford to go in these other stores, so I'm just going to go. And that has kind of been, now keep in mind, she does have more brand deals right now, but it's like,
More than us?
no.
By the
Tyler,
way, today's
no.
brought to you by your sponsor, Toys R Us. Come see us today at our store.
Versace,
That got turned into a Trader
it made
Joe's.
my shirt. I just sweat right through it because of the humidity up here.
Up here in the Everests.
So she does have brand deals with Louis Vuitton. She's got Virology. She's got Hollister. She has more brand deals. She just did it. She's Lululemon. They're
I like them.
They're great.
I've done brand deals with them too. They gave me a free shirt for a video I made. So,
Look at
yeah,
that.
I'm
They
sponsored.
did.
Today's
They
episode
really
is
did.
brought to you by Lululemon. It's called Lululemon, not Lululemon. Like, there are people that say it, and I'm like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
Lululemon?
That's what I've heard people say. They've corrected me, and I'm like, bro, the manager of the store corrected me and told me how it was pronounced. And they're like,
Wow.
I think it's Lululemon. And I'm like, you're not French. Calm down. Sherlock Holmes.
Lulu LeBron.
Watson.
That's a crossover there.
Lulu LeBron.
They need
I think
to-
we got something here. If he didn't get $1 billion a year from
He
Nike,
probably-
he's probably
He's
do you
probably
think-
set.
Now, next episode, we're gonna have LeBron James on.
And we're going to go over his Dollar Tree haul that he got made.
Well, here's the thing. Like, because I love that comparison when we talk about like Mr. Beast spending all this money. If you look at the influencers who are doing well on YouTube, they're going to like, hey, I'm going to Burberry today. I'm going to like all these expensive stores, Rodeo Drive.
Yeah. Now, there is something that's intriguing about that, because that's not what, I don't go there. I don't have that
what
store.
does that experience look like?
I'm
Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman in this. I walk in, they're like, follow me around. And I'm
Ding,
wearing
ding,
these
ding, ding,
short
ding.
cut-off shorts, and they're like, what are you doing? I've got like a halter top on. You know me, still same LG. I just been low-key.
wearing a halter top.
I mean, I'm wearing one
Tyler,
underneath my shirt right now.
You cut up that Lululemon shirt.
Yeah. If you want to see me in the halter top, come to our YouTube channel. Explain everything.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, she is. She's definitely more of that everyday person, normal. So it's not uncommon for her to make a video where she just is like very spontaneous and just decides to do something. There was one that came out about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. She just woke up. She used to run track or cross country in high school. She said she wasn't really good at it, but she does like to exercise. And she, on a whim, woke up that morning and said, you know what? I'm going to run a half, I think she said a half marathon or a marathon. I think she said, I'm going to run a half marathon today.
Just
Walks you through the entire process. She goes to, I think she went to Trader Joe's. She got a sushi roll. She made some like peanut butter filled dates, 2 of them, put them in a Ziploc. They're all smeared together. It looks disgusting. She leaves them in the car, comes back later on, and they look horrible. And she pulls them out and she's like, oh, this is a fail. She gets like a power water or a smart water or something like that. What's a power water, Dwayne Johnson? She gets a
our sponsor, Power Water. We're sponsored by Lululemon, Power Water, and Toys R Us. We have a broad fan base.
bank. So she just like, okay, I'm going to go do it, and walks you through it, which we've talked about a lot of times. Is a lot of what happens is that production level and value. If you try so hard, you're never going to recapture that moment. And she just walks you through it. She doesn't run a half marathon. Doesn't even come close.
Are you serious?
She takes her phone out. A lot of what she films is with her phone, and just like takes you while she's out there running, and she's doing horrible. And she's like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. She's like, I'm not going to, and got to 7 miles. She goes, no, I have to tell you, I got to 6. I had to walk back to my car, so I'm calling that my 7th mile, but I didn't even run 7. She's exhausted in the car, and she takes that time to talk about, hey, listen, if you're ever going to do this, you need to really train and like genuinely put some effort into it. I'm an idiot. But that's probably more like most of us than it is.
Yeah.
We're not in the Olympics.
No.
The Olympics didn't call me.
Wait, what? This is news
today.
to me. Okay,
today.
good, okay,
Today.
good.
Just to,
Ooh, I was about to say my life.
They're
is
not
a
up
lie.
yet. The Olympics
My
isn't
life
up
is a lie. So you have 2 daughters, okay?
Oh, God.
So do they both watch her? Do they watch her? Like, who is her fan base? Like, who is she attracting to her videos?
Well, it's not me.
Okay,
But-
probably not. We're not the audience.
No, but yeah, my daughters love her.
Okay. What have you asked them? Like, hey, what do you like about her?
Yeah. So Sydney said that when she sits down and watches something on her YouTube channel or her TikTok, she said, I don't know what she's going to do, but it's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
She's going to cook. We sat down and watched 3 or 4 videos yesterday, and she's like, she did a cook-off competition with some other guy, and they just made it fun. But she doesn't know what she's doing, and she's willing to make fun of herself along the way, which is more like real life than a lot of these other YouTubers. It's very overproduced.
Does she have a lot of inside jokes? Because I know a lot of YouTubers that do like vlogging or like do stuff like that. They have inside jokes with their audience.
Yes. So what it is, it's a style. It's an editing style that is, it's a lot of fast cuts. So she was her own editor up until 6 months ago. So for the first 3 or 4 years, and you know how hard that is. So she typically comes out with one, these guys.
Us and Edward.
They know, hey, she would come out with 1 video a week on YouTube. She's a little bit more than that. It's about maybe 5 days or so. That because it takes time to go through and edit that. She'll film everything for a day and then she'll come back out with it. But the editing style is more of her brand than an inside joke. She has these filters. It's fast cuts. It's jump cuts a lot. And then she will make fun of herself. She'll put text on the screen. She will put a filter on her face and like make her voice warbly. And she goes, oh no, like just in the middle. And so she makes fun of herself the entire time.
See,
and it just,
I respect that.
I looked over at Sydney while she's watching these videos, and she's just laughing. She's got like a smile on her face, and she doesn't do it with any of our videos.
Wait, what? We'd like to thank our sponsor, Sydney Greathouse.
I knew it was coming. So she actually has, she does vlog videos. She does lookbook. She does DIY. Like, I need to go fix this.
I'm sorry. Before we move on, what's a lookbook?
I'm a dude.
What is that?
I don't understand.
I don't know what that is for real.
I think it's is
it inappropriate? Do you want me to pass?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I genuinely think we should do it. Explain everything for lookbooks because I started down that road and couldn't figure out what it was, and so I just left it alone.
Okay.
We should go look right now.
Okay. No, I'll look while you keep like naming. I cut you.
She does DIY videos, so she'll like, hey, I need to go fix the GFCI outlet in my bathroom and try not to get shocked. So you're like, oh, okay. She does haul videos. She does cooking videos. Coffee is probably one of her biggest things that she does. Her coffee, Chamberlain coffee, is it's like a tea bag.
Oh, okay.
It's not like you can get big bags of it, but she has that. And then makeup videos. And she doesn't typically wear like a lot of makeup.
Which I guess, that's if she's. When you're in an industry, if you make a push towards a certain version, like you would think like makeup industry, like we want people to put a lot of makeup on.
Yeah.
Cool. What are the girls that don't want to put a lot of makeup on? What do they do?
She's literally on the cover of Vogue and Elle and I went to the doctor's office yesterday and she's on 2 magazine covers while we're in there.
Whoa.
So and they were like glamour magazines or something. I don't know what.
That's crazy because
they were in lookbook magazines. I don't know what those are.
Lookbooks. I can tell you. I looked up a lookbook. Lookbook it'd be like, oh, there's the fall collection from J. Crew. It's like that, but geared around like an influencer or like something like. I would assume that her lookbooks are just like photos of her, like either around town, like looking cool.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. It's like senior photos, but in a book. That's what it is. That's a lookbook, and it's based around a certain season. This is the fall collection from the Derelict campaign.
How much money do you think she makes a day?
Oh gosh, if I hadn't just looked at my notes, I would have a lot better. I don't know if she's. I assume she's a millionaire because she's one of the top YouTubers.
Her net worth is $4.8 million.
Okay, so same as us. That's easy to remember.
Well, she'll get there eventually.
Yeah, Emma someday.
Good for you, Emma.
Yeah, we're gonna have her on the show, but we're like, nah, it's better for the fans if it's more real.
Humble.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Humble, like Kendrick Lamar.
A day,
Sing it.
She makes $8,500 a day.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Is it all? Do you think most of that revenue is YouTube, or is it from her brand deals, sponsorship?
Deals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I love about what she's doing is she's being real. She's being authentic. She's not pretending to be something else. I would assume. And one of the cool things is that she is not just partnering with brands. She is creating her own company. She could have partnered with Onyx and like Andy Mineo. He did a partnership with Onyx. She's like, you know what? I think I'd rather own the company. Mm-hmm. And I love that either people that are starting companies and looking for partners or like the face of their company, they're not just being like, okay, we're going to pay you to advertise for sports clips. Like, no, we want you to like be a partner in this and have a stake. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she drinks her coffee on her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's
in almost
advertising
every video.
built into it. So that's so smart.
It's not even like there's, a lot of YouTubers have these huge like video intros or they have their lead-ins and all this other stuff. It shouldn't have any of that. It's just as straight up. Yeah, it's just like, bang, there it is. You can tell. So we went back and started looking at some of the videos prior to 6 months ago. The editing style has definitely changed, but you can tell they're trying to do what she did in the past, but you can definitely tell there's a little bit of a change.
Yeah, because her personality, like so many people underestimate how much the personality comes in the edit. Like whenever people that edit videos, like whenever I was making vlogs or I was making videos, like there are things I would do that if I hand it off to somebody else, even if they have the same sense of humor, they're not going to have the same timing as me. It's so weird when people ask about editing. I'm like, it's like when you watch a movie and you feel like something's off, you're doing that, but then you actually get to change it. And so I don't know. I think that her switching to that, I wonder if her audience has complained about that, because a lot of times when you switch to an editor, your audience notices.
Yeah,
I wonder if they like it or if they're like.
It's so weird that Sydney knew it. She's like, no, that like you can tell that it changed.
Okay,
like,
because that's part of her personality.
Yeah,
especially if you do like a third party. Like I've done videos where I've popped text up to essentially make fun of myself or talk about myself, what's happening in the video. Like it's almost like I in post am commenting on myself. It's like pop-up video, but I'm doing it. And so
so when you are this will come up in some of these other explain everythings. There is a new it's like a new breed of directors, producers, vloggers, video, whatever, that they got their start shooting and editing their own stuff. That doesn't always happen necessarily in Hollywood. You get to specialize. I'm the director. I'm the DP. I'm this or that. Yeah. Because she got that. That's what you were just saying. Like while you're filming, you're editing what you're filming in your head, and you know when to stop and to do something different and to come back. And she knows how to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's like Bo Burnham, his new special Inside. He shot, edited, directed. He did all of it, and he started on YouTube. Like he was the third video I saw on YouTube, and so he's been on YouTube since the beginning. And therefore, whenever he was locked in his apartment by himself over COVID, he did everything himself. And I think that comes out in that video,
So her YouTube channel has 10.5 million subs. Her Instagram, she's got 13.5 million followers. Her TikTok and her YouTube, which is really intriguing, are almost neck and neck. She's got 10.3 million followers. She's got her own podcast. It's called Stupid Genius with Emma Chamberlain.
I respect a great name.
It's a 30-minute episode, comes out once a week, and it's doing really great.
So question, is that interview style or is it monologue?
It's a little of both.
Okay, so she'll talk for a while and then she'll bring somebody on?
Yep.
Okay, great.
So the way her YouTube channel grew, she basically was growing at about 100,000 subs a month until she hit 1 million in April 2018, and then it just took off. So she had that one viral video. To give you comparison, the amount of views, we should check and see. I don't know what her views are on YouTube, but let's just to give you a little bit of a comparison. If you think about something that is still, kind of live or at least new every week on TV, a lot of your late night talk shows are Jimmy Kimmel, Tonight Show, Late Night with Seth Meyers, Late Show, James Corden, all these guys. They are in a viewership war, but then they do way better on YouTube. Just to put it into perspective, 2.9 million viewers is usually what Colbert, Tonight Show, Jimmy Kimmel, these guys all get, and they're right neck and neck with that.
That's on TV?
That's on television. They do way better on YouTube, which makes total sense. But I don't know what her viewership is on a video, but I'm almost positive it's better than that.
Well, I'll tell you this, her total views are 1.4 billion, and that's probably just from YouTube. So you're not even including her TikTok views, which could be just that much or more total, because TikToks can pop off.
So think about that. Think about that level of access or that many people watching your stuff. Yeah, she's only coming out with a video about once every 5 days.
It looks like she gets about 3 million plus per video, 3 to 4 million per video. So
think about that. That's
almost double.
Right. ABC, NBC, CBS are trying to do the exact same thing.
And she's doing it and editing it herself until 6 months ago.
And that is the next generation of not influencers, but just people that are good at it, like Bo Burnham. They're doing both in their head, and it makes you a lot better. Because there are some people that are just like, man, I don't know how to do all that camera stuff, but I'll get in front of the camera and act. You just tell me what to do. It's okay. Cool. That's helpful, but it really is really helpful when we both know what's going on.
Yep, and that's the thing, too. You're seeing whenever, I know you've done this, we've worked with people on projects and stuff. When somebody's just like, hey, put me on camera and I'll do this thing, you're thinking, cool, I'm going to go in, shoot, set up, think through, edit.
Yep.
Like,
all of it.
At some point you want to cut them out, and that's why it's just me and you, because we both can edit. And that's why we've cut everybody out.
Yep. We don't need them.
I don't need you.
I don't need anybody.
I don't need anybody. That's me. I'm Emma Chamberlain. That was actually a quote. That whole interaction was a quote from Emma. This entire we have literally just word for word copied her podcast.
Have I been calling her Emma? Her name is actually Irma.
Irma.
Yep.
Irma Jean. Sugar water.
Irma Chamberlain. So she's if you don't subscribe on YouTube, I would definitely recommend it. If you want to start off with TikTok, I mean, she's coming out with videos constantly, and it's very, very similar style. There's not like you're going to get one version on one platform and something different on the other. But that's Emma Chamberlain. Now we should do Will It Rock?
The question on everyone's mind: will it rock? The answer is probably yes.
Definitely should. So we have our favorite. It's a fan favorite. We've never heard it from a fan that they liked it, but we just assume, since people love Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
What if he even know? Do you think he even knows who she is?
Yes, I bet they've done a collab before. I would bet 100%.
That they've done. It's probably is it a brand deal collab or is it on set?
No,
Are they on
I think
movie?
The Rock has probably been on a YouTube channel or a YouTube video with her.
He's actually, I would say he's in high demand. You think that's probably?
Well, no, he was friends with Liza
busy.
Koshy, so him and her are friends, and they do stuff like on YouTube together. He partners with a bunch of YouTubers. When he was getting into YouTube, he found like kind of the top people, like Logan Paul. What did I say? Liza Koshy, a bunch of them.
So who would benefit more from a collab between the two? Would The Rock benefit from it or would she? Because you remember what happened when sometimes when you get these vloggers or these YouTubers out there and they get with these big name stars, the big name stars don't have as much of a connection with people and fans.
I think that he would benefit more from it because she doesn't she would benefit is like, oh, I'm next to an actor in movies. This legitimizes me in the eyes of what? 80-year-old white guys who run the production agencies. Like, who cares what they think
Nobody
anymore?
cares.
She can do anything she wants with any brand. And I think her personality, her whole brand is about not selling out for those people. And so it's like, I think that she's not going to benefit from him because a lot of what he does is I'm pretending to be someone else in a movie. And she's so much about I'm not going to pretend to be anybody but myself. Yeah. So I think he benefits from her possibly sharing her audience. But then again, I don't see any collabs they've done together on this.
So let's say
she has collab with Kevin Hart, but that's it.
Let's say that they do get together and they do something. Here's what's probably going to happen is The Rock is probably going to end up doing something that Emma wants to do as opposed to so they're going to cook together, they're going to go do something, whatever, they're going to go on a shopping spree, whatever, they're going to do that more than they're probably going to go. So in this scenario, I think Emma Chamberlain wins out.
Oh, every time. Now, if it's arm wrestling, she is a very, very thin young lady. I don't think she's going to take The Rock in an arm wrestling competition. I think at some point he might just smash her hand through the table if it's arm wrestling, if he's not being careful. But The Rock also, he tones down his powers for earthlings like us.
I just had a terrifying thought.
Whoa, goodness, what is it?
What if, have you ever seen Nicolas Cage and Emma Chamberlain together at the same time?
You know what? I don't think I have.
No, I haven't.
Oh my goodness, Neil.
He's a method actor.
He is a method actor. So she is either Nicolas Cage or Daniel Day-Lewis. That's the only option. There will be blood either way.
The milkshake.
The milkshake.
Yeah.
That's so good.
That's Emma Chamberlain.
Or Nicolas Cage. Face off. We did it, Neil.
We do all our own special effects.
Thank you. That last one was from Joseph Tilley. Hey, Neil, that was so good, man.
It's good. That's Emma.
That's so good. Emma, keep doing a great job with what you're doing. Yep. She's an active listener on the show. She loves it. Till The Rock broke her arm. Now we're going to have a conversation with Dwayne.
Now she's a passive listener.
Now she's a passive listener of the show. So thank you guys so much for listening. And thank you, Emma, for listening. She's our only listener. And so
she's our only hope.
You're listening.
Help me, Emma Chamberlain.
Your only hope. Thank you guys so much for coming to my TED Talk.
Bye. Thanks for listening to the Explain Everything podcast. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Explain Everything Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but you're already here. We love you. No, actually, we're in love with you. Thanks for coming on our TED Talk. Bye.